Welcome to OWNorDisown, where tech decisions are made easy.
Hi, this is Stephen from OWNorDisown. Well, many of you wanted to see how the mobile RTX 4080 performs against a mobile RTX 4070. So I am pitting the 8th Gen Legion 7i Pro with the 140 watt RTX 4070 against the 170 watt RTX 4080. That's in my Cyberpower Tracer VII. Now this machine is the same as the Electronics Mech 17 GP2 and is actually my favourite laptop tested so far, although I must say the Legion 7i is not that far behind it. Now Lenovo priced the 4070 Legion 7i at $1,740 and the 4080 version at a compelling $2,150. So that is a 24% premium. But if we see a larger percentage improvement in frame rate, it will make that 4080 very appealing indeed. Now before we jump into the video, a quick word from today's sponsor, Protoarc. Protoarc sells wireless keyboards and mice, but what sets them apart is that each mouse or keyboard can be connected to 3 devices at the same time via 2 Bluetooth connections and 1 2.4 GHz connection. Now with a single button press, you can switch control from your tablet to your phone and to your laptop. Protoarc sent me the XKM01 foldable keyboard and mouse, which is available either on their website or via Amazon, and it only costs $72, and I have links in the description below. Now if you do use the code OWNXKM, you will get another 30% off, which makes it exceptional value. Now this offer is valid through September the 10th, so you better act fast. So in the box you get a nice carrying case. It's actually similar to the one that the Steam Deck uses. It is 11.5 inches long and has a convenient carrying handle. Inside the case you get the user manual, you get a stand for your phone or a tablet, you get a USB-C recharging cable, you get the mouse, and finally the folding keyboard. Now I really liked how small the keyboard folds into. It also has rubber feet on the bottom, making it very stable on the desk. And I also thought the hinges seemed to be pretty robust, so I actually have no concerns about them failing. Now the mouse is small, but it is comfortable. It doesn't have any side buttons, you just have the left and the right clicks. You also have a center scroll wheel and a DPI button with 3 sensitivities. You get 1000, 1600 and 2400. Now both the keyboard and the mouse worked flawlessly when connected via Bluetooth to my Android phone or even my iPad. And I also had it attached to my laptop using the included 2.4 GHz USB dongle. I do think for anybody that does a lot of typing or uses Excel sheets on their phone or tablet, this is a great solution. The scissor switches on the keyboard are responsive and make a slight clicking sound, but not loud enough to disturb someone on a train or an airplane. It also has a number pad for those who like to crunch lots of numbers. Now would I use it for a laptop? Well, I would if the laptop keyboard was small and cramped. Otherwise, I do think it is a perfect solution for a tablet PC, an Android or an iOS device, and it is also compatible with Mac OS. So all in all, it does get a thumb up from me, and I'm going to recommend that my daughter uses it for her schoolwork on her iPad. Okay, welcome back. Now one thing you must also take into account is the amount of VRAM each of these GPUs have, especially now that these laptops are pushing more pixels at 2560 by 1600 resolution. Now the 4070 has 8 GB, just like the 3070 Ti before it, and the 4080 has 12 GB. Now this is quite a big difference, and as you will see shortly, this can seriously affect gaming performance if you like to turn all of the eye candy on. Now I tested 11 games at the native 2560 by 1600 resolution at mostly the max settings to try and limit any effect that the 13900HX CPU may have. So first, let's take a look at the 2 games that went over the 8 GB of VRAM. The Last of Us Part 1 uses 9522 MB of VRAM at ultra settings, and this will be quite a common setting to use, so it was quite a shock to see only a 1% low of 1 FPS on the RTX 4070. The 4080's average frame rate was some 76% faster here. So if you are considering an RTX 4070 laptop, you will definitely need to lower the settings. Now this next game was Watch Dogs Legion using ultra settings with ray tracing at ultra and no DLSS was used. Now these settings brought the 4070 to its knees and was pretty much a stutterfest, getting bested by the 4080 by a whopping 116%. So yeah, make sure you watch the VRAM allocation shown in the settings. Now not all games show this, but it is handy when they do. Now the 4070 can handle ray tracing, especially when you enable DLSS. So in Cyberpunk 2077, I used the in-game benchmark with ray tracing set to ultra and DLSS set to balanced. Now this time the 4080 was only 15% faster. Now another game the 4070 did well in was Hogwarts Legacy. Now don't get me wrong, this game still stutters, but it does also on the 4080. It basically matches the 4080 here. But if this game is high on your playlist, the previous 3000 series does handle it pretty well, and it is cheaper. Dead Space Remake is a tough game at ultra settings, so you may have to enable DLSS. Here I test it with no DLSS, and as you can see the 4070 is some distance behind the 4080, but it is still playable at 48 FPS. Shadow the Tomb Raider was tested using the highest settings using the inbuilt benchmark. Now the 4080 was 52% faster than the 4070 here. I also used the inbuilt benchmark with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Using ultra high settings, the 4080 was 47% faster than the 4070, and this difference is pretty typical to what we generally see. Now I also fired up the new game Starfield and ran around on a planet in the early part of the game. I used ultra settings and disabled dynamic resolution scaling and FSRs as I wanted the full GPU resources to be used here. Now the 4080 was 44% faster here, and 52 FPS is definitely more than playable than the 36 that I saw in the 4070, so you may want to reduce the settings a little bit there. In Far Cry 6 I used the inbuilt benchmark, and there was only a 27% difference here. Now both systems having a great minimum frame rate as well. Now this game does love a fast CPU, so possibly even at ultra settings we are somewhat CPU limited. Battlefield 5 may be an older game, but it is still popular. I played a 64-player Rotterdam map, and on the 4080 I got 174 FPS compared to 99 on the 4070. Now that is a 76% difference. But at no point did I feel that the 4070 was slow, but given that we are using 240Hz displays here, the 4080 may be more preferable. And finally, Battlefield 2042. Here I played the orbital map using ultra settings, and the 4080 was 54% faster than the 4070 in average frame rate, and more worryingly was the 79% faster in 1% lows. So let's take a look at the average percentage improvement the 4080 saw compared to the 4070 across all 11 games. On average the 4080 was 52% faster, but bear in mind there were 2 games that the 4070 ran out of VRAM. So if we take them out, the difference reduces to 43%, which is a more realistic difference. So given that the 4080 Legion 7i Pro is only 24% more expensive and is at least 43% faster, then it is difficult to advise buying the 4070 over the 4080. And if you're considering the 4090, that is only 9% faster than the 4080. So the laptop GPU I do recommend is definitely the 4080 if you can afford it. Now the 4070 is basically the same as the cheaper 3070 Ti. It does have better ray tracing performance, it does have DLSS3 and frame generation, although I am still on the fence about frame generation and its effects on minimum frame rates. Still, if you can get a 4070 laptop for between $1,400 and $1,500, I think it is worthwhile. Thank you for watching. Bye now.